Hello. Hello, this is Christine Holmes. Wonderful to be with you today. And I have a special guest with me here today. Her name is Tirzah Idahosa. She is the daughter of Archbishop Benson Idahosa. Many of you that are out there may remember Archbishop Benson Idahosa and how God used this tremendous man of God. He is an awesome man of God, known all around the world. I remember reading books about him. I remember being in a meeting where he ministered many years ago in Los Angeles, California, at Frank Stewart's ministry at his church. And so, what a privilege to have his daughter with us today, Tirzah Idahosa. She knows the man, walked among him while he was alive. This is a man that told people ahead of time that he was going into the presence of the Lord. He basically preached his own memorial. And what a joy to have someone who knew him personally, who is related to him, and who knows the man, absolutely knows him. They lived in the same home in Nigeria, so she knows firsthand about many of those miracles that we read about. And so, again, it is a privilege and a joy to have her today and to be able to hear about many of the exciting things that she experienced. And so, with that, I'm going to just really turn it over to you, Tirzah. You know, there's not a whole lot of questions I want to just ask you back and forth because you experienced it. You lived it. And so I want you to have the freedom to just share. I know you've shared some things with me, one in particular that really just touched my heart. You know, a lot of people that are out there that know me know that one of the things that I teach in our school, our prophetic school of ministry, is the resurrection of the dead.
Yes.
Now, the Archbishop, let me tell you, the Archbishop Benson Idahosa raised over 15 people from the dead. So if you didn't know, you know now.
There's probably more, depending on where he was and if it was documented or not, because that's one thing about him. He believed that if God said it, he believed it, and it should happen, and nothing less than that. I'm so excited to be here with you, Pastor Christine.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's just really thank you for the invitation of being here and reconnecting and just getting a chance and an opportunity to share. Being with my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, and just the connection that God gave us, it's just amazing. I still sometimes pinch myself and say, God, how did I get into this place to be able to walk with such a man, to be attached to such a family. Like we just normally read about people like that. You know, we read about Moses and calling down fire and the different things that they did and raising the dead and the miracles that they walked in the Bible days. To walk with a man that lived just like they did in that day, that you can literally watch his life, that God just did miracles. When he was younger, he was really sick. And I don't know if you know this story or not, but he was really sick when he was younger. Something that we never got the full story, but from what I've been told, it kind of something like epilepsy. And he would have seizures, and after the seizures, the convulsions, you just kind of like lay dead. And his father thought that literally, because you have a sick child, you really cater to that baby. He had some other children, but so dad was like, you're taking too much time with this little baby. This he needs to either live or die. He won't live, and he's too sick to die. And his dad was a little frustrated with him, and so one time he had another seizure or whatever, and the father told the mother that she needed to take him outside and literally put him on the garbage dump.
Wow.
Put him out with the garbage, just like put him out with the garbage. Yeah.
Wow.
And so the mother, she had to be obedient, So she took him out there and she put him on the garbage dump. And he was out there for quite a while. And then it began to have a storm and it began to rain. And Then she could hear her baby. He had woke back up. The rain had revived him. And he began to cry out there. And the mother was like, you know, the father was like, if you go out there, then that means you got to go. Because you're choosing this child over me and what I say, you're going to have to go.
Wow.
And that mother, with the mother's heart,
Yes.
I'm sure she loved her husband and her children, but she said, that one there, it's got purpose. I need to go and get him. So she made a choice. She went out to get her baby. And of course, then she did have to leave. And from that point on, the family, you know, got back together. But the father at that point always kind of treated Benson like she chose you over me. So therefore, he sent him to live with his uncle. So he was raised by his uncles. And, you know, so he wasn't treated very well. They wouldn't send him to school or anything. I don't think the Archbishop went to school until he was probably around 17, 18 years old.
Is that right?
Yes. And to say when God has his hand on your life, regardless of what people say or do to you, he left her speaking, I don't know how many languages, fluently. He was a very educated man, several degrees. But this is a man who didn't even start school until very, very, very late.
Talk about school, Tirzah. I just have to break in for a minute here because I know that God did tremendous things in the area of education with the Archbishop, and that he literally was used by God to build schools. So come on,
yes,
can you
they
talk
have in Nigeria. They have elementary schools. We have junior high schools. We have a university, Benson Idahosa University. He also built several hospitals as well around the country.
Are you listening, people? Are you listening out there? This
orphanages.
is a man that was on a dump, left on a dump, and God used him. He did not get educated until he was 17 years old. And God used this man to build universities.
It's something when you say when you're walking with the Holy Spirit and God will teach you and lead you and guide you, things that they didn't have that way. God just taught him and showed him how to do it. I mean,
Amazing.
how he even got saved was he was playing soccer outside with his friends and the preacher was preaching and he was kicking the ball. They were trying to be disruptive. You know, little young kids being disruptive of the church. So they kept kicking the soccer ball to the building, disrupting the church service. And the pastor inside was just praying because they was causing, you know, some distraction. And so, but you know, God is funny. So he kept kicking the ball, and the harder he kicked the ball, then finally he kicked it one time too many, and the ball came back and popped him in the stomach. It literally knocked the wind out of him. He was laying like unconscious. And the pastor had to come out and pray for him. And as the pastor came out and prayed for him, began to talk to him, he got saved that very day because he knew that it was nothing that knocked him out except, you know, he had that kind of experience. That was how he became saved. And he was saved from that day forth. And went around reading the Bible, and if he read it and God said it, he believed with everything in him that God could do it. He would literally say that God can do anything but fail.
That's amazing.
And he checked everything by what did the Word say. If you came to him with a problem, a situation, he wasn't going to tell you what he thought about it. He would tell you what does the Word say and bring you right to the Word and tell you if God said it, this is how it's supposed to be. And he wasn't accepting no other way.
Amen. Now, Tirzah, I have to ask you this, because you're one of my sisters in the Lord that has a heart for Africa, has a heart for the nations, period, but has a heart, I know, in particular for Africa and in particular the nation of Nigeria. And you've been there many times. You lived there at one point in your life. As I mentioned earlier, with your family, the Idahosa family there. And so can you, because I know, Tirzah, that you are from America.
I'm from America.
Okay.
Nobody believes it, but I am.
Yeah, because when I first met you with Archbishop Margaret Idahosa, who now, and I'll talk to you about that amazing woman in just a minute. But I first met you through her. I remember, and even before that, I remember meeting you at the radio station.
Yes, we actually had
years ago
together.
Yeah, we both had radio programs, and that's a whole nother story too. But amazing what God has been doing in your life and your heart for Nigeria. And so, can you tell us how in the world did a girl from Alaska end up living the life of a princess in Nigeria?
You know, it's only a God thing. That's the only thing I can say. I grew up, I was saved really early in life, and I was walking my path. I got saved for real, again at 19, when I really understood what it meant to give your life to the Lord. and I had been walking that way ever since. And I was at college, at my mother's church, and when I met Felix at my mother's church one Sunday, and he was just a nice guy, nothing, no sparks, no nothing, just how you doing, nice to be, you know. And we were at the same college together. We'd see each other every couple of years and say hi for about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And then one particular day on my birthday, they gave us a birthday party in the dorm, and he was there at the birthday party, and I literally saw him for the very first time. Like, I mean, really saw him.
Okay.
And, you know.
Now, I'm going to cut in for a minute, just for a minute, okay? Because I know there's a lot of single people out there, and you need to hear this story. You need to hear it in its entirety. And you know what? If you want to hear this story in its entirety, you're going to have to click on to part 2.
Yes.
And so go tell your friends about part 1 because they need to hear what we've talked about already. And link on to part 2. And we'll be back, and Tirzah's going to tell you about the rest of this story. This is a modern-day living story where she experienced the power of God, where she met the man that God had for her. She had no idea that it was going to take her to another continent and that she was going to live the life of a princess, let me tell you. Okay? And so we'll be back. She's going to share with you her story. And so go tell somebody and send this link to somebody that you know. God bless you. We'll be with you soon. Part 2. Thank you for joining us at Spirit Song International TV. For more information, contact us at spiritsonginternational@gmail.com.